All right, let's get this season started in style, shall we? Great shot of the board, going sideways. Let's get the 9-round MX2 Series underway. Beaten out early in front. Then Harvey goes down with some issues. Watch Medaglia go inside on Benoit with a great pass. Mayer takes care of Medaglia and moves into the podium. And then a great pass by Nye. Boy, he got the checkered flag and the first win. Second moto, huge carnage off the top and up front, top 4 bikes looking really good. Then Mayer went on a prowl, took care of first and second, and got the overall. And those boys were up on the box to the MX1 class. Oh my goodness, Fasciotti and Klatt banging bars, but it was all about lightning bolt Colt as he took the first moto win. Great starts all day long as he needed to get by Gibson and Northrup for the lead in the second moto. Fasciotti clean sweeperoo at round 1 in St. Julie. Welcome to round 2 of the 2008 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals here from Gopher Dunes in Cortland, Ontario. Standing behind the brand new Monster Energy concept hauler with 2 of the most famous Monster Energy cadets, Julie and Julie. Now you girls were turning 30 boards for us last week. Did you guys have a good time?
Yeah, that was fabulous.
Oh, it was fabulous, let me tell you. Now today's track is a sand one and it just gets crazy out there. You ready for the action?
Yeah, sure. I'm very excited to be here today.
So am I. Now a huge story is brewing in the MX1 class. And our very own Brian Koster is in the Blackfoot rig right now with Jean-Sébastien Waugh, former champion, to get us up to date. Brian?
Hey, thanks, Travis. We're down at the Blackfoot pit with 5-time Canadian champ Jean-Sébastien Waugh. John, you've taken on a management role here at Blackfoot and huge development Sunday morning. Fill us in.
Yeah, we decided to, with the decision and Colt's decision to pull off from the weekend due to shoulder injuries from the previous round in St. Julie. He was going through so much pain, and we decided to pull him out, like I said, and he will be 100% ready for the next round in Morden. So
a very difficult call that's going to make the points really interesting. Let's go get caught up with Galdi.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Gopher Dunes 08 is where we're at, and Gopher Dunes is the roughest, gnarliest sand track in North America, folks. Let me tell you, we had a little bit of rain yesterday, which is going to make that sand very heavy and very wet. The biggest change and the biggest, most important thing going on in these bikes, tire selection. Check it out. Intermediate tires over here, tires you would use like a Walton, maybe a St. Julie. Check these out. Scoop design, wide pattern going on here in the sand. You want to have that wide pattern so you're getting constant traction with this scoop. In a straight line, it works amazing. On the sidewalls, they're a little bit tougher of a knobby, so you're going to see a lot of bikes dancing around. Makes it a little hard as you're breaking into these deep sand corners. As everybody knows that's watched our show, Gopher Dunes proves that the best riders, the toughest riders in the sand are the ones that come up on top. Tire selection is key. Let's see who's made the right choice, boys. Let's get back up to the booth and get into some racing.
All right, let's get to the points in the MX2 class. After 1 of 9 rounds, good battle with the Kawasaki's up front with Mayer and Evano. I like Medaglia and Nye. Genereux and Benoit tied for 5th. Lockhart, Allison, Fitzgerald, and beaten.
To the MX1 class, Colton Fasciotti, a commanding lead. Medaglia right there. Northrup hanging tough. Dusty Klatt struggled a bit in the first round. He's sitting 5th.
Okay, fabulous, to the track that Jeremy McGrath calls Goofy Dunes. This place is nuts. Sand spectacular.
It sure is. You know, it's a flat field, but they have done so much great work here. You don't even miss the hills out here at Gopher Dunes. One of the most physically demanding tracks in all of North America, definitely in Canada. This separates the men from the boys.
Let's get out on the beach with the Scott Helmet Cam and G-Unit.
Yeah, this is after about the 3rd corner away from the big spectator berm or wall. Galdi on the gas Sunday morning. Little braking bumps forming. This track right now is ultra smooth compared to what we're going to see later in the day. Just hanging it out, you're hitting like 4th gear here. A tabletop that's not huge, but the lip is not that pronounced, so it can be difficult to clear. Now wide like the Daytona 500 through here. This is the first turn of the race coming out of the start. Huge wall bank there, and you can see these little choppy bumps. They're gonna get bigger and bigger. Ruts or berms in all the corner. Once the race is formed, we're gonna have 3-4 of these big berms in every turn. Riders gotta stand on the pegs a lot through the rolling section. This whole track does not offer much room for rest and places to sit. So the guys are gonna be sitting right in the berms, and that's about it. You can see braking bumps already everywhere. It's all about line choice here at Gopher Dunes. You gotta keep your head up, always looking for the smooth way, insides, outsides. You're gonna see riders getting really creative. Plus, this track gets you tired. Guys are gonna be tipping over right here, this 180-degree turn. It's so easy to screw up and just land on your side. So the riders can keep it upright, almost like a mud race here, Travs. It's survival.
Nice job, Fabulous. That is Gopher Dunes for 2008. First MX2 Moto coming up. Kyle Beaton, fastest lap time. Medaglia second. And who gets the third one? Oh, it's Eric Nye.
How do you go into the motos knowing that this might not be your bread and butter track, but make sure you come out with that points lead still?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I noticed that a lot of those guys can put in one fast lap, and but they're not consistent with it. So, I mean, I got in there behind you know, some of the guys that had some faster times than me, and I ended up passing them because they'd make mistakes. So I was gonna go out there and be smooth and consistent, and stay on two wheels and come out here, you know, just, you know, with some points instead of just blowing it.
Oh boy, the 30 board is up. Look at the Julie's looking very nice today in that green attire. First MX2 Moto here from Gopher Dunes will be brought to you by Scott USA. Good shot of the boys on the line, Brian. A lot of that prep work as we get ready to go racing. This one's going to be a good one. Don't forget about that big Talladega corner. Huge left-hander right behind the leading edge. Kawasaki boys, and they get off the line, Brian. Coming to that first corner. Who's going to get that Royal Straight push? Yeah.
Looks like KTM's got a good jump coming around, but no, it is the white Yamaha of Sean Moffenbaier, number 85, paddles his way through to a huge hole shot track, and another new guy at the front, number 71, PJ Stratton.
From Alberta, Stratton looked good early. We had some carnage in that Talladega corner. We'll have to get back and see who went down as we have a nice cluster going through the Kawasaki whoop section. Brian, I love the way they're leaping up the end. That tells us there are big bomb holes at the end. It is not a smooth track.
No, definitely not. Now the adrenaline is flying high for all these guys. First few laps, the lap times are incredibly quick. Guys want to get sorted out fast, and the roost out here, a real factor. You want to get out of the roost because it coats your goggles early, then you're in trouble.
Paul Lamb quickly into third place behind Eric Nye, who's into second. How about the start for number 64, BC's Chris Foster on that KTM. Great start for him. Lamb up the inside. Does he have the lead? He does as he takes Moffenbaier on the inside.
Great aggressive move by Lamb. He had the smooth line, but I like Eric Nye taking his time. He slows down. He won a moto last weekend, and he's been around. There he is. He takes care of number 85, Moffenbaier. He could see that bike get beside him, sees it's a high number, a rider he's not familiar with, muscles his way into second.
Uh-oh, into the first corner. Number 9 on that Riverside KTM. That's Ryan Lockhart. Let's watch the replay, Brian. Hey, tucks into his own bike. He hit Nye's bike.
Yes, he did. He hit Eric Nye right in the back, went down, and that is not good for KTM right now to have him back there because he looked really strong in practice.
Paul Lamb the lead back to number 24, Eric Nye. There goes Moffenbaier, Foster, PJ Stratton, and here comes number 41, Nick Eveneau.
Eveneau, no stranger to Canadian racing. Oh, Kyle Beaton down, charging hard, just inside the top 10. Look at all the bikes getting around him. The engine is stalled, Travs. He's going to have to fire that thing up, boy, but if anyone can charge.
We got another rider down. Sorry, Brian, number 64, Chris Foster goes down, and then Eveneau rides over top and sllides out in front of the Sox banners.
Eveneau had kind of nowhere to go there, hit his bike, and it just knocked him off. You see how easy it is to fall down. Now, right now, number 408, New England's own Paul Lamb, racing many, many years here in Canada as well. Loves the series, leading right now. Eric Nye looking composed through the rollers. He has the inside line. Look at the body English on Eric Nye right now. He looks like he wants that lead bad.
Calling Eric Nye Mr. Smooth. You watched him go through that rhythm section, Brian, and that is a tough rhythm section. He was smooth as silk on the inside. Lamb from the Northeast United States, great in the sand, as we know all of those guys are. Oh no, number 311, Teddy Mayer, off to the side of the track with some bike issues.
Looks like they're working there around the rear brake area. Maybe he got in contact with a rider and bent that brake pedal out. Didn't look like they were getting too much accomplished right there. Looking at it, let's keep our eye on there, because in this series, you've got to get your points, and a DNF never helps.
Number 44, Kevin Benoit by Kitchler. That's for 6. Nice to see some young pilots up here we haven't seen before. That's number 501, Ryan Miller from Manitoba, as he gets by Kitchler.
Really impressed with Ryan Miller. He's an amateur rider, 15 years old, trying his skills out here in the East. Never been out here before either, Travis. Never even seen this circuit. He looks strong.
Number 22, Kyle Beaton, up after that. Get down into the sand as he swings by. Number 776, that's Aaron Harvey with a great line on the inside. Oh, here comes Evano back up on PJ Stratton. He pushes Stratton wide and gets that inside line in the monster corner. Nice line.
Nice to see Evano get his flow back after a crash. Sometimes when you crash, you can bend a handlebar, bend a lever. It's hard to get your flow back. Evano putting it behind him, making a charge. Eric Nye right now is starting to pull a nice little lead. He knows what to do. He's going to ride smart.
Remember what it's like to go down in the sand too, Brian. This is sticky sand, and it gets all over your controls, your gloves, as we see Ryan Miller going on the inside of PJ Stratton. Holy crap, look at Miller on the gas.
This is a future star of Canadian motocross. Miller is a resident of Manitoba, out there, kind of a prairie boy, 15 years old, riding, gaining so much experience. Ultra impressed with him today, number 501 on the KTM.
Through the Kawasaki rollers, number 44, that's Kevin Benoit, that shoots Kawasaki, takes care of Stratton. I really like the way Stratton's riding. A young guy getting some experience up here at Goofy Dunes, taking care of business. And look at that, number 7, that's Mason Phillips on the inside. Like to see that guy charge towards the top.
Phillips, one of the biggest guys on a 250F. He's over 200 pounds running that little bike. We're going trackside with Goldie.
Wow, guys, big surprise of the day. The 408 of Paul Lamb right here, coming in second spot. Big surprise going on the back. Teddy Mayer, Kyle Beaton, Aaron Harvey, all the way in the back. Eric Nye's picking up a lot of points right now, boys. Let's get it back to the booth.
Nice work, Golf Genius. Trackside. There's our leader, number 24, Eric Nye. Very comfortable right now in the lead, Brian. We keep talking about the confidence, the composure. He's got it.
He sure does. Working the back brake. Out here at Gopher Dunes, you have to work the back brake more than the front brake. Certain areas use the front brake. Back to Miller on the outside of Nick Evano, battling with a former Blackfoot factory rider. This is huge. This is the battle for third place, if you can believe that. Intermediate amateur rider number 501 Miller gets by Nick Evano.
On a track that he's never ridden before too, Brian. Very interesting. Look at Kyle Beaton on the inside as he takes care of Benoit and Moppenfire and moves up into 6th place. Boy, he is on the gas.
He's put some real estate between him and Blackfoot rider Aaron Harvey as well. A lot of rivalry there for best Yamaha finisher. Kyle Beaton, probably the fastest guy on the track right now after his crash.
How about that line for Nye up in the motorvan corners? He went high in a real smooth sector.
Yeah.
But here comes Beaton with that same line, working up on Phillips for 4th place.
Oh, Beaton just looked like there wasn't even any bumps there. He is working it big time on Phillips right now.
Oh.
And you know, he is the kind of rider that he just, like a grenade. The pin pulls out and he just cranks.
I love the way that Beaton works the whole bike. He's up on the tank. He's back on the saddle. He knows exactly where that bike is at all times, and he gets the most out of it with the body. To 408 Paul Lamb getting his last lap flag as we get back to our leader, number 24, Eric Nye. Definitely the man in control in the MX2 series. Didn't have a great second moto at St. Julie, but looking great here in the sand.
And you know, last 2 years in a row, Nye could have been on the podium, ended up 4th in the championships.
Let's get to our Yamaha leaderboard. Top 10 in the first MX2 Moto. 9, Lamb. Evano comes back to 3rd after that fall. Beaten all the way to 4th. I like Harvey and Miller in 7th. How about the heart on Ryan Lockhart all the way from last to 8th place? Way to go, Self.
Staying into 24, going 1-1 so far in first motos. Eric, buddy, I talked to you earlier, like, man, this place is sandy. You look like you've belonged in here all the time.
I don't know, I guess the start helps out. You know, I try to get in the lead as quick as I can just because, you know, the sand's everywhere, all over your goggles. So I got out front and, I don't know, I was just cruising. Honestly, that was probably one of the easiest motos for me I've ever done. The track's brutal, don't get me wrong, but just being that far out front just made it so easy. And I conserved a lot of energy, so it was nice.
Hey, you know, everybody always says consistency wins championships. Right now, you're sitting pretty good with a 2-2-3 going on. Mayer had a really bad moto. Medallia had a bad moto. Now I won, but with the 12th last week, consistency looks like could win this deal.
Yeah, that's all I want to do. I want to be on the box every weekend. You know, even top flies. You know, you've seen plenty of guys win championships and not even win motos. So that's all I'm about, trying to get my team up the box and myself up on the box.
Up on the podium, Paul Lamb finishing second. Great ride for that young man. First MX1 moto right around the corner.
Talk to us about running number 13. That's a number that maybe some guys would shy away from. You seem to have no problem with it.
You know, I don't know. I think it's cool. You don't see it too often, and you know, it's good luck for Italians. I feel.
Yeah, but how Italian are you?
I don't know, like a quarter.
Well, we'll take it. You passed it last night?
Yeah, sure did.
What else is your lucky race meal?
I don't know. I always like just eat pasta and stuff. My grandma usually makes me a little bit, so it's good. And then of course just lots of bananas. Get that potassium in me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 30 board is up with the Monster Julies. Let's go check side. Notorious G.
One thing for certain, the number 2 of Blackfoot Colt Fasciotti is super disappointed, but the definite for sure what's going on this weekend. Right after moto number 1, we will have a brand new points leader. Tyler Medallia and Kyle Keese are your top 2-time qualifiers. Let's see who calls it out, Travis and Gosser.
Galdi taking care of business trackside. First MX1 Moto will be brought to you by MX Performance Magazine, the #1 motocross magazine in the country. Look at the gear on Jimmy Nelson. He looks awesome as the Julies go to 5. No Fasciotti in the line with the broken collarbone. 40 other riders, Brian, focusing down on the gate. It is down, coming to that first corner. Who's going to get that Royal Distributing hole?
Wow, looks like we got some Kawasaki's definitely making some headway. Number 111, Dusty Klatt gets the Royal Distributing hole shot. Looking really good. Doug DeHaan right there, a little contact with Tyler Medallia. Look at Medallia, goes right around that jump. Doesn't gain any positions, Travs. I don't think he'll be docked for that, maybe even lost one.
He actually came back in 4th. It looked like Liam Farrell got by him on the outside, so he goes from 3rd to 4th in that little situation. Probably not a problem. We'll keep our eyes peeled with the referees as we get back to the battle for second place. Doug DeHaan in second, number 69. A great ambassador for the sport, only riding part-time right now for the KTM team.
Yeah, Dougie there, new on the KTM. Huge in the States. He was a fixture in the U.S. Supercross and Outdoor Nationals. A couple years ago, qualified for pretty much every Supercross main event. Great Supercross rider. Great rider to have out here. He's local to Gopher Dunes. But Tyler Medaglia, the new blood, the future, comes up the inside and steals second place right away from DeHaan.
Some great battles inside the top 10. Homans looks to go outside, inside on Liam O'Farrell. O'Farrell in that KTM grabs a handful of throttle. Brian gets into that line. Nicely done.
Number 6, Simon Homans is a sand specialist. Loves riding the sand, chasing down South Africa's O'Farrell. But right now, Danger Man, number 4, Marco Dube on that new Schutz Kawasaki ride. Looking impressive.
Our leader, number 111, Dusty Klatt on that Monster Energy Certis Kawasaki. Medaglia in second. Checking the mechanics row. Let's get back to Doug DeHaan in 3rd place. And here comes the dozer, Kyle Keese on that Machine Racing Hondas. He looked good. You know he loves this track ride.
Great results here in the past as well in the MX1 class. Now Dubé gets the inside on Simon Homans. A great pass for 5th place. Just gets a smoother line, gets on the gas nice and early there. Great execution.
To the Scott Lockoff cam with the boys funneling through. We got some great battles on the track, Brian. Here comes Keese looking for 3rd place on DeHaan. Gets that desirable inside line, busts his chops, and takes care of business. He's now in a podium position.
Look at the body language on Keese. He is so aggressive. Our second place rider gets it all wrong. Looks like I can hear the bike riding. Yes, he keeps him running. Doesn't lose any positions. He is running that new Recluse style clutch, which means that when the bike falls over, the engine will not stall, and that's the idea behind it. It looks like it's working right now for Medaglia.
Hot battle for 8th as number 340 Robbie Marshall goes inside-outside on number 25 Jimmy Nelson. Love the way Marshall rides in the sand. A young, tall rider from the United States. looking good. To our leader, number 111, Dusty Klatt, through the roller section. Looks very smooth through there, Brian.
He's super smooth on this rough track. He's got a nice cushion after Medaglia's crash. Klatt needs this win for his confidence. Motocross, such a mental sport. Look at this. Number 8, Kyle Keese in another area code, charging on Medaglia. A little bobble there, but he can taste second right now. Just bulldozing his way through these Gopher Dune berms.
Number 25, Jimmy Nelson with a problem. Looks like he has stalled his bike. You know the Gopher Dunes crowd is going to go crazy if Keese can get past Medaglia into second. Back to the battle for 10th. 210, Liam O'Farrell. And number 12, the poor starter, Blair Morgan, on a charge with a nice line. Look at O'Farrell, no goggles.
No goggles for O'Farrell. A little contact for Blair. Blair comfortably pulls the tail off, so we know he can see well. Second place on the line right now. Keese up the inside. Takes a bit of punishment big time in that Geo berm.
Just goes to show you how rough the track is. I mean, these guys are trying to hold flow around corners. They're getting bounced all over the place. To Marco Dubé, number 4, sitting in 4th spot right now. This kid, I say kid, this veteran looking really strong coming into the Motovan corner. Oh, loses it right and throws the front end away.
Oh no, let's see if we can keep the engine running. Yeah, he does. Loses a few spots. A few of those guys were lappers, so we'll have to get to the leaderboard. Dusty Klatt doing everything right, looking beautiful on that new Kawasaki ride for him. In all red gear, stands out very well on the track. There's the gap in real time to Kyle Keese. He's about 7 seconds, 8 seconds. Oh no! Another digger for Tim Tremblay. Ouch, that has gotta hurt. Tremblay throws 7th place away, gives it right there. Blair Morgan takes it from Dubé. Dubé just kind of recouping there. Looked like he kind of relaxed his body. He's gonna follow Blair.
Robbie Marshall on the inside, banging bars with number 6, Simon Homans. That's for 4th place. Robbie Marshall into 4th place. How about that?
Incredible, real strong ride for him. Holman's looking good with Holman's huge budget cuts this year. Had to buy his own bike. Does not even have a practice bike. Dusty Klatt, no goggles out front. You think he's got clean air where there's lappers, and you know what out here? A lot of roost comes off your own front tire. It goes right into your face. That has got to be playing right now. Dusty Klatt, Dubé parks himself. There was a problem in front of him. He looked up, lost concentration for a sec. Oh no, he stalled the bike.
Robbie Marshall was down in that little area right there. You saw Homans get by again. We've got stuff all over the track. Klatt with the moment coming out of the monster corner, and Keese is right on his heels.
Oh my goodness, Klatt looks like he is in trouble. Keese has gained so much real estate in that last lap. He is right up on the back end. We are starting to run out of laps here. That is the battle we want to keep our eye on.
The Rockstar Suzuki of Tyler Medaglia in 3rd place as he gets through some lap traffic right now. Looking really strong on the bike. To our leader, number 111, Dusty Klatt, talking about the fact that he is running without goggles right now. A tough track without goggles. Let's look for Keese. Keese has got the side of the track, Brian, and he's got a little bit of a kazoo going with that helmet.
Wow, he's giving it his all. Could taste the victory. Momentary lapse of concentration. He is laying down on the infield, but still, Travs, in 2nd place, which is huge.
We saw number 3, Jeff Gibson, tasting a little soil out there. Brian, it's tough. Riders going down all over the place. You have to maintain concentration and focus. Number 13, Tyler Medaglia, getting his last lap flag with a huge jump over that finish line.
That finish line jump is huge. So many ruts on the face. It is like pucker and pray. Every lap for these guys. It is so sketchy. Talking to the riders, they come around here, look, there's no way Klatt's jumping it. No, he doesn't have to. He's not taking the risk. Takes the win here in Gopher Dunes. Travs, the crowd getting their money's worth here big time. Welcome back to the Monster Energy Canadian Nationals. Dusty Klatt pays the price of no goggles out there. Ouch, that has to hurt. To the Yamaha leaderboard, what a great moto. Simon Homans has a great race. Blair Morgan battles back to 5th. Mitch Cook hangs in there. How about Dubé? 2 crashes, 8th.
Taking the first moto win, number 111, Dusty Klatt in fine form. Got the whole shot, Dusty, and then you blitzed, but you ran the moto without the goggles. Tough one.
Yeah, you know, about halfway there I had to toss them and ran out of the tear-offs, and the sweat was just getting too bad inside that I couldn't really see, so I had to toss them, but it turned out probably wasn't the greatest idea. My eyes are really bad, and I was struggling for the last half of the race. I mean, as soon as I came into the lappers, there were so many of them, I just kept on getting roosted, and you know, Kyle rode an awesome race, and he was definitely catching me, and my surprise there. The last few laps, they didn't get by me.
Woo-wee! Monster Energy in the house to Suzuki's Women's Nationals here at Gopher Dunes Track. A gnarly rough track for these girls.
The ladies coming off the line. Heidi Cook had a great start, but then Jacqueline Ross took over second corner like a house on fire on that 144 KTM. We saw Cook with some issues. Look at Ross over the tabletop. Number 5, Jocelyn Killo had a great day. 3-3 for second overall. And here comes Jolene.
Jolene Van Voot, famous for all her antics with Travis Pastrana, the crusty Demons of Dirt Crew. But look at this Jacqueline Ross, Florida native, ride the motorcycle. Gets a little sideways there, but she's got like a minute and a half lead at this point. She's going.
Heidi Cook with the last lap flag in the first moto. Ross comes over and takes that win. Here we go to the second moto. Heidi Cook with another hole shot, but here comes Ross on the inside. Look out, Jocelyn. There she goes. Handles the bike really well, that Jacqueline Ross. Number 32 on the KTM going down. But here comes Van Nicknick on the inside through the Motovan corner with a great line.
Yeah, Jolene Van Voot on the Suzuki looking good. There's Jocelyn Killo, and she has been mentored by Jolene Van Voot. So those two kind of teamed up. They live close together. Real serious business. And this is terrible to see. Heidi throw it away there. Gets cross-run and cannot start the bike. She is back.
Ross takes the clean sweep as we get to the podium. We've got Ross, we've got Killo, and we've got Van Voot.
Not many guys have really seen sand like this. What are your thoughts coming into the day after time practice so far?
Time practice went really well, so I was, kind of surprised. I have nothing even close to this at home, but I mean, I kind of like it. I know it's going to be brutal. Everyone says how rough it's going to be, so just survive, be smart, and just do the best I can.
Eric the Annihilator. Second MX2 Moto, next. Welcome back to the Gopher Dunes MX track just south of Woodstock, Ontario. Great shot of our boys, the MX2 riders on the line. This second MX2 Moto will be brought to you by Extreme Motocross Apparel. This is one of my favorite times, Brian. You know that the riders are on the line, the adrenaline's starting to pump. They're looking out at the Julies with the 30 board up. Things are a little crazy. What's going through your mind right now with the 30 board up?
Oh boy, you just want to focus on the first turn and visualize yourself getting the whole shot. That's what it's all about right now, man. Adrenaline and Mother Nature takes over.
MX2 bikes off the line, Brian, with a great start coming to that first corner. Who's going to get that road distributing hole? Yeah!
Wow, looks like a mirror image of our first moto. It is Sean Maffenbeier, number 85 on that white Yamaha. And again, PJ Stratton on the Honda Shafts right there. And Eric Nye. This looks like the first moto.
Dynamite start for Nye again. And look at Stratton gets into the lead through that little rough left-hander. Here comes Nye. Mr. Smooth looking good on the inside.
Just takes care of business, but he hits a big kicker there, loses a little bit of his mojo. PJ Stratton leading his first ever motocross national, but Nye in another area code just takes the big launch and takes the lead early.
Look who came up on the inside, Kyle Beaton, so he made 2 quick passes to get up into second place, and now he's hunting down Eric Nye for the lead. Oh, and he goes high and has a quick moment there in the Motovan corner.
This could be what Beaton needs. He needs a win more than Dusty Clyde in MX1. He has been the fastest guy in almost every moto. Now, back to a Royal Distributing whole shot replay. Wow, look at that Talladega corner, as you call it, Travs. Nice and clean. Doesn't look like any riders down. Just a beautiful, beautiful start here at Gopher Dunes.
Back-to-back hole shots for number 85, Sean Maffenbeier, and that Schrader's FXR Amsoil Yamaha as the boys funnel through the Scott Lockoff cam. The lead is hot, Brian. 24-9 the lead. Number 22, Kyle Beaton in second place, swinging through that monster right-hander. A little moment for Nye. He goes wide. Here comes Beaton.
Beaton's got the lines big time right now. He looks more aggressive. Early stages of the race, Nye retaliates right now. They are side by side for first place. Gotta love this. The track nice and wide. Nye on the inside. Braking bumps are everywhere. Oh, big G out for Beaton. Clicks it over. He's got the advantage coming into the right-hander. Takes him in the braking bumps. But you know what? It's not over yet, man. We have got a lot of racing still ahead of us.
Number 22, Kyle Beaton, now in the lead as we get back in the pack to number 41, Nick Evigneau on that leading edge Kawasaki. Paul Lamb right behind him. Here comes, there's Josh Long. amateur rider with a great start, and Mason Phillips on the outside.
Yeah, Josh Long, another 15-year-old kid making his way in the pro ranks. Here is the pass right now. This is 6th place. Evano takes it away from Offenbach. Paul Lamb in all yellow, aggressive, railing the outside. And you know those New England boys, they love the sand.
And you keep talking about how wide the track is, the number of lines. I love the outside line coming to that corner, and I love the inside line through the whoops, although you pay the price on the inside. Look at Beats, he is all over this rough Gopher Dunes track, looking for a way around Eric Nye. Getting back to PJ Stratton right now in 3rd place. Let's see, Davey Frazier on that label at Honda looking good right now. Here comes Teddy Mayer, Nick Evano, and Paul Lamb. Nice cluster.
Mayer and 311, Teddy Mayer 441. That is Nick Evano. They are teammates on the leading edge Kawasaki squad. They're sitting around 6th, 7th place, so a good start for them. There's Blackfoot rider Aaron Harvey. Look at the wheelie action on him. He's sitting 7th. Can't get great starts, but he's working his way up. Fraser right now, 4th place in jeopardy. Lamb looks ultra aggressive. And there he goes, Travs. Whoa, rails right around the outside.
Some new faces up front in the MX2 class with Long. We've got Miller, Medaglia down on the carpet. How about Kitchler? Guys are all over the map. We've got PJ Stratton. I love coming to these races and seeing this type of action. Aaron Harvey on the outside of Team Labelitz. Davey Frazier got a rider down. That's Mayer, but looks like Frazier maintains 5th.
I don't know if Harvey was looking at Mayer, went up, skipped over that berm. Frazier looking good right now. There's Gavin Benoit, 44. Oh my goodness. It's just showing how easy it is to crash here. This kid did so well last weekend at St. Julie. Got 6th overall. Here he is duking it out, trying his best. Low slides are right here in the sand.
The Blackfoot Direct Yamaha of Aaron Harvey on the inside. Oh my goodness, Brian. Don't get on the binders too early, Harvey. What a great pass on Davey Frazier to our leader, number 24, Eric Nye.
What I notice about Aaron Harvey is his entering speed to the corner. He comes into the corners so hot, and then he just relies on his brakes. We're going trackside with our own Ryan G.
776, Aaron Harvey running top 6 right now, looking to get up in front. But guess what? The action-packed racing going on. Nick Evano's landed on the side of the finish line tabletop. He's out indefinitely. We don't know what's going on. Eric and I looking for a 1-1, and Kyle Beaton chasing him, boys. Let's get back into some action.
Way to go, Galdi. There's our leader, number 24, Eric Nye, coming up over the finish line. What a jump, Brian. You talk about a launcher. But here comes Beaton. He's got a great line on the inside. This is a really wide, rough part of the track as they come into the corner. Let's see who has the advantage.
Well, I'll tell you, Nye is from Northern California. Kyle Beaton, a BC boy. There's Beaton up the inside. Oh, no way! Kyle Beaton cannot get out of his own way, it seems. He is the fastest guy on the track. The crowd loves him. He is the darling, not only of Western Canada, the Eastern fans have adopted him. Man, that kid's got heart. He's a big star over in the UK as well. Love to see Beaton take a win here.
Look at the lines for Aaron Harvey. Talk about aggression, Brian. This is the way we want to see guys ride the MX2 class. Our hole shotter, number 85, Boffenbauer, is tasting some soil right now as we get back to PJ Stratton with Mayer on the outside.
Teddy Mayer regrouping after his accident. A lot of the riders crashing. This is the battle for 5th. They get back up and charge back to the top. That takes so much heart and determination. You get so hot, so physically wore out, you fall down. You gotta pick up your bike, refire it, then find your flow with bent bars, bent levers, who knows what.
The Clearbrook Yamaha of Kyle Beaton sailing through the rhythm section to our leader, number 24, Eric Nye. Look at how smooth the Annihilator is on this track. Brian, this is a rough track, and he's making it look like glass.
Man, he is such a nice kid, very personal. Like to see him do well. Great to see the California riders come here and represent. Oh, there is Nathan Phillips. He is from New Zealand. He decides to take a sand sample.
KTM's Phillips was all the way up to 6th before he did that helmet testing, Brian, in that left-hander to number 776, Aaron Harvey, who's caught all the way up to number 4 weight Paul Lamb, and now we have a battle for 3rd as they come up to get their last lap flat.
Well, I'll tell you, this MX2 class is just full of hard chargers. These guys don't even understand or comprehend the word give up. Eric Nye, Travis, looking good. He is on cruise control. Last corner. Look at the bumps out here. And you know, when you slow down and lose your concentration, it's easy to fall off. So these guys wait to the very last corner. He takes the checker, and he is pumped.
Get out the brooms. Nye goes 1-1 for the clean sweep, and that's 3 out of 4 moto wins here in the MX2 class. To our Yamaha leaderboard, Nye, Beaton, Lamb, Harvey, Mayer, Lockhart, Stratton, Foster, Phillips, and Medaglia.
First time at the dunes, first podium of the year. It took you a week too long, I have to say, though.
Yeah, you know, it did. It took way too long, you know. Just got to stay on my bike all day.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. You crashed that Moto 2 actually going for 9, but I got it all on camera too.
Attaboy.
It makes for a good show. Pete, so how does this do for your confidence, man? Last weekend obviously didn't go the way you wanted to. Gotta be back in the box, and you just said it, we're heading out west now.
Yeah, you know, after last weekend I was pretty bummed out, and you know, this feels good. You know, this boosts my confidence. At the beginning of the moto, I knew I was faster. I just paced myself, and then I just took that one risk, and didn't quite work out for my favor. But I'm gonna go home. We got 2 weeks off. I'm gonna work my butt off, and hopefully at Morden I can go 1-1.
Well, Paul Lamb came here today being a sand specialist from New England, and he showed everybody the fast air on that track. But you said you soldiered through that last round, man. Good moto today, second overall.
Yeah, I got it was definitely the last few laps there. I was making a lot of mistakes, you know, but the most important thing is I crossed that finish line and just decided to kind of slow down a little bit and ride a little smoother, and seemed to work out for me.
My, oh my, these Monster Energy Nationals never disappoint. MX1 Moto on the line.
In the KTM pit with the man they call the original number 10, Jeff Northup. Jeff, first time at Gopher Dunes. It's gnarly out there, brother. They're calling it the roughest track in North America.
Yeah, you know, I wasn't too sure. I've been to Southwick before, but man, this track definitely stands up for its name. I went out there and practiced. It was pretty deep and sandy, and it's definitely a different sand than anyone's ever seen before.
Local Ontario native Kyle Keys showed he just loves the dunes in Moto 1, caution drivers. I'll tell you right now, if he gets up front into that first position and holds on to this thing, Gopher Dunes National 08 is going to go off the hook. Cheer for local number 8. Keep an eye on him, boys. He's got confidence, and he's ready to go for Moto number 2.
Nice job, Golden. All right, good shot at Kyle Keys. The boys are on the line. Second MX1 Moto of the day, and it will be brought to you by Sure Ride and SureMyRide.ca. Look at the colors out here today, Brett. Look at the colors on the Monster Energy Cadets. Julie and Julie with the 30 board up. These are the MX1 pilots, Brian, and they are getting ready to go racing. Let's take them all in.
Sounds good. Brock Shuri on the inside, a Saskatchewan rider. Let's turn up the volume and have a listen.
Coming out of that first corner, a pair of Kawasaki's. Looks like Jeff Gibson on the number 3 Kawasaki is going to get that Royal Distributing hole shot. And Dusty Klatt on the outside. Oh my goodness, NorCal like a house on fire through there, moves into second.
Wow, Klatt looked awesome, and out of nowhere, number 10, NorCal just flies into position. Number 18, Tim Tremblay, he went down the first one, looking good in fourth, but he's getting pressure from a Honda rider on the outside. That looks like could be Kyle Keys coming through.
Number 111, Dusty Klatt sitting in third place at the moment, Brian. This isn't necessarily a time to go bonsai, but you want to keep your momentum going and keep your position.
Well, remember, roost is a big factor. Oh, no! Number 15, Pierce Chamberlain, has got some... Oh, it looks like oil. I think he's got a hole right in the side of his engine cases. He is done.
Mechanic and father Bill Chamberlain out there to console him as we get back to our leader. We got NorCal in second. We've got Klatt. We've got Tremblay. And here comes, number 4, Marco Dubé with a great start.
Dubé, a great start. Number 25, Jimmy Nelson, right there looking good. Natalia there. And then it's to Kyle Keys. So Keys just inside the top 10. He's got some work to do.
Through the Scott Lockoff cam, Brian, you can see the ruts on the jump faces. They are huge. You've got to be careful on the way through. Pair of Kawasaki's now. Klatt on the inside. Dubé swinging wide. Here comes Medaglia. Did you see that line on the inside, Brian? He's got it going on.
He's flying, using all the track inside to outside now. This is last moto of the day. The track's getting a lot rougher, so the riders really have to focus on their lines, find a smooth way around. Look at Medaglia just skip all those braking bumps, dives right in on Dubé. A brilliant pass. Can't believe the composure and the speed of young Tyler Medaglia.
Willing to take the punishment, Brian, getting to that corner first, making the pass, and look at that, he bounces over that little double section and gets by Klatt as well. Oh, we've got some carnage down there. Robbie Marshall and Josh Schneider get all tangled up.
Talk about high-speed thrills and spills out here at Gopher Dunes. Marshall stuck under his bike trying to crawl his way out. Now Tyler Medaglia, the dagger, moving up on NorCal for second place over the big finish line launcher around the big high-speed top gear sweeper. All the spectators lining the berm there. They add this corner just for the national, and look at that face full of roof. That stuff sticks to your goggles, man. You run out of tear-off, you have to dump your goggles. It equals pain. We saw Klatt in the first moto with no goggles, and his eyes were pooched.
Again, commitment, Brian. Committing to that jump, making the pass. Now working on Gibson for the lead.
Yes.
Brian Gibson backs off. Medaglia so aggressive into that corner and takes the lead. NorCal in third, Klatt in fourth. There's Dubé, there's Keith.
Love that shot of the boys coming through in real time. Medaglia on the back brake there, made that pass stick. You hit one of those kickers without the back brake on, it's going to pump you right up onto the front wheel and go over the bars and swap out. You use that back brake to keep the motorcycle set and composed. Tyler Medaglia, poetry in motion out here.
Oh, Klatt using the Morgan line to swing by NorCal as he moves into third place. He's now on the podium, Brian. Let's see if he can get into that lead hunt.
Here's a replay of the pass. This is great right here. There goes Medaglia. Just squirts on the gas right there and just squeezes through. Boom! Takes that hit, gets the back brake on to keep the bike set. Like I said earlier, great pass for Medaglia.
Number 111, Dusty Klatt in third place right now. Looking a little sketchy through here, Brian. He does not look comfortable at the moment, but remember, this track is so rough as we open up, and here comes Keith with an outside line this time.
Keith in all white, just rallying around here, sweeping. That outside line is a longer way around, but smoother. Little bit of paddling by Keith. He gets the pass done up the inside of Gibson. The Cernix Kawasaki teammates getting past here. Keith goes for a tear-off there right through the apex of the corner, showing how critical it is to get your vision. Looks like Keith is going to get the pass eventually, man. He is pushing hard. Gibson has got to feel him right there.
Gibson in third place. Keith out wide through this long straightaway. I love how rough it gets. These are natural sand whoops in here. Let's see what oh my, Keith, who wants that corner? He gets in and takes it. Brian, that's 3 or 4 passes where we've seen the aggression make it happen to our leader, number 13, Tyler Medaglia, in control right now, covered in sand, covered in roost, because he did have to make some passes to get into the lead as we move back to second place. Kyle Keith, about 4 seconds behind Brian, again taking that wide side to third and fourth. Oh my, Dubé! Oh, Marco Dubé got it all wrong in the monster section, Brian, and he is down.
Oh my goodness, that is gotta hurt. Dubé up slowly. Good to see him up. He's walking back to his bike. Here's a replay. The front end digs in. Look at this lock-to-lock swap. That is violence of motocross right there. That's what makes this sport so tough. These athletes so tenacious. They are willing to take a beating for their teams and themselves and the sport.
And while Dubé was down sampling, Klatt got by Gibson for third place. So there's our top 3 setup. Look at this little combination. Right now we have NorCal in fourth and Simon Holman's on the inside going into that Motovan corner with a great line. I love the way he got on the gas up and over the jump and took the inside.
Real Euro sand technique there. Back on the bike, you got to keep the front end light. Just kind of hop over some bumps. NorCal now moving backwards. Mitch Cook on the Ocean Transport Suzuki, who had a very rocky start to this series. Looking good, sitting in 6th place right now. Blair Morgan, number 12, the Blackfoot Yamaha rider there, just outside of our screen on the left. A terrible start playing catch-up. Number 30, Chad Charbonneau, being mentored by the great Jojo Keller, the American icon of the sport, in his trailer training him. He looks pretty good right now.
NorCal's got some problems, Brian. I'm not sure if it's mechanical or what, but that is 4 passes in a small section of the track. There's got to be something going on with that KTM as he moves back to our leader, number 13, Tyler Medaglia. Let's watch him through the whoops, Brian. Poetry in motion.
He's just a small guy, reminiscent of Jeff Ward. Small on the bike, and Keith is flying. He has got the bit between his teeth right now. He's gaining rapidly on the leader, so we'll keep apprised of that. And I like your comment earlier. Oh, Holman's puts Gibson down. You see the front of these guys' bikes that are all covered in sand. Their chest protectors and front of their jerseys, all covered in sand, just like Klatt here. These guys are paying the price. See, Gibson's front end of his bike was nice and clean. He's been out of harm's way for a while, but he's down.
The lead, you're right. The battle for the lead is intense right now, Brian, as they come up to this huge tabletop double. Medaglia in first place. Look at how wide the track is. There are options all over the place. To Blair Morgan, looking for 4th place on Simon Holmans, and he gets it on the wide side. Blair Morgan, again, terrible starts. Now up to 4th. This guy, give him a start, Brian. He could win.
Blair Morgan has nothing but heart and determination and skill. He is the wily veteran, knows how to pick lines. We've seen him in the past here at Gopher Dunes. Look at Medaglia skied out. Kyle Keith hot on his heels. We are on the last lap. Keast in white is picking up. Look at this, into the braking zone. Travis, they are side by side. Oh, he almost tags his back end right there on the Machine Honda.
Coming to that monster corner, I thought Keast was going to go wide, but he decided to go inside and freight train through. Bumps into the back of Medaglia's bike. Now we're in a wide section. Let's see the lines. Medaglia seems to have this section covered, though.
Oh, I love the body against on Medaglia. He hits that bump, lunges forward on that Rockstar Suzuki. Look at Keast, though, just using all the throttle. Keast has to be 50, 60 pounds heavier than Medaglia. That has got to hurt accelerating in this soft sand.
Quite a ways back, number 111, Dusty Clack gets his last lap flag in third place. Back to the battle for the lead. This is one of Keith's favorite sections. Remember, he spends a lot of time here in the spring honing his craft at Gopher Dunes. Very strong all season long. We've seen it for years. Let's see what line he's going to use because he's got to make a pass real quick on Medaglia.
Well, his nickname's the Bulldozer, and he can just plow through these berms. He relies on brute strength, aggression, and skill. Here he comes. He's making a move. Oh, about 5 corners left. Oh, and he gets it a little wrong. Dips out. Can he keep the engine running, though, Travis? This is critical for him, and he does. He is safe in second place. Wow, readjusting his clutch lever right there. Oh my goodness, the crowd on their feet. Tyler Medaglia cruising in on the Ocean Transport RMZ fuel-injected 450.
Bags a handful of throttle coming around that corner and takes the checkered flag for his first win in the MX1 class in this country. That Rockstar Suzuki is rocking! Welcome back to Cortland, Ontario and the Gopher Dunes MX track. The MXP girls are up there taking care of a little swag action as we get to our Yamaha leaderboard. Second MX1 moto, you know your winner, Medaglia, Keast, and then Klatt Morgan all the way up to 4th. Homans with a good ride in 5th. Tremblay in 8th. Nelson in 9th. And Jeff Gibson in 10th.
Well, we opened the show with this guy right here, number 13, Tyler Medaglia, the Dagger. You came out with 3-1 for the overall. Did you feel the heat from Keast in that moto?
Oh, you know, I felt him the whole time. I knew he was there, and you know, it's good because we had some battles here earlier in the year, and you know, it's good to see that me and him are, you know, from Ontario and putting it 1-2. You know, it's pretty cool.
Number 8 Machine Racing Honda's Kyle Keast. 2-2 for the day, man. Looked like you had Tyler in your sights, but a little tip over. What an exciting moto.
Oh yeah, it was an awesome moto. I mean, I caught Tyler and then he pulled away from me a bit, and then I caught him again, and we battled for the last 3 laps, and I tried inside, outside, and he was going so fast. And I tried to make a pass on one of the bowl turns on the outside, and just ended going in the corner. I'm like, oh, I gave it everything I got.
What a day at Gopher Dunes, one of the roughest tracks in North America. MX2 Series points after 2 of 9 rounds. Having a look in there, like where Lamb is, Medaglia, Harvey in 7th, Lockhart in 8th, and Generu in 10th.
To the MX1 points after 2 of 9. There's Medaglia and Klatt right in there. Keast, Morgan, Northrop having their own war. Like Homans, Fasciati misses the round. Jeff Gibson off to a slow start. I want to thank the Schuster family who own Gopher Dunes, all the fans, the riders, the Monster Girls, Traz, Goldie, and you, the viewer.
You have been watching the 2008 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals. Brought to you by Motovan.com, your source for power sports parts and accessories, and Royal Distributing, Canada's power sports leader. For Brian Costa, Ryan Gold, Mark Stallybrass, I'm Mark Travers. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week from Morden, Manitoba.